All right, everybody. Welcome to the AMA with Legacy Capital and Rome. Today, we're going to be talking with Dami, which is the project owner of Rome, and Jeremy and Justin as well. First of all, welcome, everybody. And Dami, if you would like to just start us off by introducing what Rome is, that would be great. Just get it started. To let us know a little bit about the project and where Rome comes from. Maybe talk about Roombus a little bit. I think you're muted, Demi. Gotta unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
There you go. We got you.
Can you see me as well?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, great. Okay, so my name is Demi. Very nice to meet you all. I'm the founder and CEO of Roombus, and the lead advisor on Rome. And Rome is pretty much what we envision for Rome is the future of rent. In fact, we call it the post-rent world. We're trying to build a post-rent world where housing becomes a subscription. And that's primarily what Rome is all about.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Cool. Like, who are you? Like, what are you? What have you done before? What's your background? Anything you can share with us?
Sure. So my background is tech. I had two previous startups before this. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. The first was a company called NairaBox, and I had this brainwave where I said the future of finance in Africa is going to be P2P transfers and lifestyle services. So lifestyle services, things like cinema tickets and event tickets, just curated experiences. And I went to a few banks and they said, dead on arrival, it will never work. This was sometime in 2013. So me and a few friends came together, we raised $1 million and we built NairaBox. And today, all the banks in Nigeria are integrated into NairaBox. So it's doing pretty well till now. And then the second startup was a company called Swipe. We created this B2B service called Simon for using AI to do predictive analysis for ATM systems, for POS systems. It processes over $6 billion every single year. But me personally, my passion has always been construction. Son of a relatively successful civil engineer. So by the time I was 5 years old, we had visited well over 100 different sites. So I love seeing things going from nothing, from land to foundations to buildings, people calling it home. So I wanted to do something different, and it was almost like a switch going from tech into housing. So we had to bring some form of tech synergy into real estate, and that's what we're trying to do with Roombus.
Cool. My next question was, how did you end up founding Roombus? But you pretty much already answered that. Something to point out to everybody is there's two different things that we're talking about here. One is Roombus, which is the company that actually build these pre-made houses. And the other one is obviously Rome, which is a project that we are talking about right now. So Roombus is the main company, and then Rome is actually the project that we're doing the seed sale for. And tell me, what makes it so special, Dami? Like Roombus, what's the difference that we're aiming for here?
So initially, just to go back in the story a little bit, initially we wanted to do this for the local market back home in Nigeria, because it's the largest home renters in the whole world. It's just a country of renters. And we had to do something different. So we built a production prototype, we designed it, made it look fancy. We had psychologists, architects, user experience designers to craft what we think the future of housing will look like. And by the end of the first week, we had thousands of requests from California. By the end of the month, it was in the tens of thousands. So 2019, me and my family, we moved here to the United States, and we built the website, getting people to reserve. And now we're back ordered until 2025. So the demand is just astronomical. And so what I think is special about us, talking to a lot of people, is apart from people who are just trying to build housing, the fact that it is smart, it is disaster proof, that is the huge selling point for the units that we're doing. Everything is from health and fitness, everything built into the unit to just keep you healthy, like sensors working around the clock, monitoring the air if there is any need to bring in fresh air. All the simple systems, all those complex systems have been simplified into this solution, which we call Roombus. I think that's how we stand out from everything else.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Honestly, I've watched the video and the introduction to it. It's mind blowing.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And how did you come up with the concept? How did that turn to life initially? I mean, I know you've had like conversations with Justin and with other buyers, etc. But the idea of Roam, where did that come from?
So that's actually from talking to people who have reserved. We have a paid reservation system. So every single month I talk to 20 to 30 people just to remind myself that we're building for actual humans. And a few people said, I love these houses. I want to live in one right now. But buying a home for me is like a 5-year plan. I want to experience this like on a daily. So that was how it started. And then it just naturally evolved into something like curated experiences where people could go just escape from the mundane and go to this beautiful grand location that we put together, and they could have a wonderful, wonderful time. That was where it started from. And right now we're at the point where the demand is looking like it's going to sell out as quickly as as quickly as we can drop every location. That's basically the progression how we got to here.
Cool. And from what I understand, like we're doing a model. You're going to do a model here that is basically similar to WeWork, but on the on the leisure side of it, like to have fun, etc. So you pay a subscription, correct, per month, and then.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely correct. So it's a monthly subscription. We want to take it to the point where, like I mentioned, the post-rent world, where you can take your rent with you everywhere you go. People who go on holidays, you still have to pay your bills, like your home, your rent for your house. We're just thinking about, okay, what about a future where you don't have to be bound by lease terms? If I want to be in Germany, same subscription, my house, I can go to Germany, not worry about where I'm going to stay. If I want to go to Florida, I want to go to San Francisco. How do we create this kind of experience, like network of communities where I have access to? That's why we're making it a subscription, because that's just easier to do, and it's more predictable for the users. And also we can build a very clear, concise business model around subscriptions, as opposed to doing some kind of daily charges and stuff.
Cool. And just for everybody to be clear, like the whole idea of Roam is to have different locations, like different lands. We're going to buy up the land. We're going to build 10, 20 of these units, and people are going to be able to, like, if you're paying a subscription, monthly subscription that gives you 2 nights in a month, you're going to be able to go to any of these locations and stay for 2 nights. So
absolutely,
it's quite interesting. The concept is very, very interesting, because I don't know if there's. I mean, the only thing that I can even think about being close to it is like timeshare for like hotels and stuff. Kind of.
Yeah, so that word is a problem.
Yeah, I know. Everybody hates timeshare.
It has a bad rap. Yes, very bad rap.
Yeah, I went to Cancun actually last year, and I got I got wheeled into one of those meetings, and I ended up buying one. I was like, oh no,
they got you.
They got me. Yeah, they stopped.
Yeah. So it's actually not. It's actually not designed to be like a timeshare model. And this is where partners just make sense, to have people who we're able to deploy these units across the country and eventually across the world. So nobody's roped into any long-term commitments. You can cancel anytime. It's a flat monthly subscription, predictable. You choose your tier and you have access starting from $599 a month to $1999 a month. And you have access to all these spaces.
Yeah, and the interesting thing for me is that you don't need to drop any startup capital or anything like to become a subscriber, which is the case of many, almost all timeshares. You need to drop, I don't know, 10 grand or 15 grand to start it, right? And,
we eliminated the entire barriers to entry, like make it easy for everybody to get in.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Should we share a little bit of numbers with everybody?
Sure.
Just regarding what to expect, what are we doing, and what our plan is, at least forecast. I want to remind everybody that this is only a forecast. This is not to be taken as 100% certainty or anything like that. this is what we're actually trying to. We believe that this is. How do I put it? It's possible. This makes sense as far as the numbers, but it can go anyway. But yeah, go ahead if you want to talk more about it, Tammy.
Okay, so I'm trying to give access to my computer to allow Telegram share. Just 1 second.
I'm sharing the subscription revenue that you sent to us.
Oh, okay. All right, you're already sharing. Thank you very much. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it's
And then, sorry, just to jump in over here. So there is a chat that's open too below where you can go ahead and feel free to ask any questions in there, and we'll visit that within the AMA. And then also I'll just drop some links here and there as well, like how Tommy was just talking about Roombus. The link is also in that comment chat, so you guys can kind of check out where the company started from, where Donnie came from.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Okay, so these numbers are just like a forecast to show us what is possible. There's also another best case scenario, which we've decided to just avoid excitement and just show exactly what the numbers, what it could be. So the implied daily rate is about $350, and this is based off the $599 a month. We anticipate that initially we may not have full subscribers to take up the entire night, so we want to allow others to just book like nightly visits. We think a lot of people want to experience what the curated experiences that we're promising looks like, and they want to do like 1 night, 2 nights, a few nights. So there's the implied daily rate, which is an average of all these potential scenarios. We want to do 10 units. The goal is to start in Florida. That's the design that we have somewhere around Miami, but we're not very sure of the exact location right now. And it's to put 10 units there. We anticipate it's going to cost about, so we have 3 scenarios. The first is 50, 80, and 95% occupancy. And this is just based on the numbers that we see. Typically for this kind of services, the occupancy rate is about 95 to 100%. In fact, some have back ordered all the way to 6 to 9 months before you can stay in a location. We've seen what competitors are doing. The numbers are pretty impressive, and we think this taking this to another level would give us even a greater outcome. But we've decided to just use these 3 scenarios. So the land costs about $200,000. Each unit is $70,000 installed, so that's $65,000 for the unit, and then $5,000 for utility hookup, like things like water, sewage, if we have to do a septic system, if it's off-grid, all the permits we need to do per unit. We've itemized, unitized the cost to about $5,000 per unit. And then we have a clubhouse. The clubhouse is a central confluence meeting point where we want to create some exciting opportunities there for people to meet, socialize, interact. So we're pretty excited about the clubhouse. So the setup cost is $1 million, and we anticipate it's going to take anywhere from 4 to 6 months, but we're going with the upper end, which is 6 months. And then the OPEX that we have monthly, we run utility costs, like if we need to do power. We want to build solar panels on the units, but if we need to do anything else, contingencies, including water, including things like services to run the community and the manager itself to manage the entire communities, everything comes to about $10,000 a month, which is $120,000 a year. So scenario 1, if we have 50% occupancy rate, we're looking to make about $600,000 a year. After we take out expenses, we'll look to do like a revenue share, profit share of $480,000 a year to the community of investors, which is about a 48% a year return on investment. And then if it's 80%, it comes to $880,000 for the profit sharing. And then if it's 95% occupancy, then it's $1 million, which is 100% return on investment. It's just the forecast of what we think the potential could be.
That's awesome. These numbers are very, very good. I mean, we've gone over them a few times, and I think they make sense. And everybody needs to understand here that this is a real world project. We're in crypto, but we're doing the seed sale through crypto, but this is all real world. So a project that comes break even before, in 10 and 12 months, or even before 2 years, 2.5 years is insane. It's very, very, very good. I'm going to actually put up, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention, it's not like, this is not CGI behind me. Like, this is the actual unit. I'm sitting in a microfactory here in Torrance, California. Do you guys want to take a look at what this looks like?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
let me connect from my let me connect from my phone so I can do like a video close up.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Drop it.
Okay.
You know what? While you're doing that, Dami, I'm gonna put up a video real quick, just of the unit, and then you're gonna do the walk around. How's that? Hang on, let me see if we can do this properly.
Dami's already walking around.
He's already doing it. All right.
Yep.
He's on mute though again. So
hey,
if you
Dami, you're on mute, but
You gotta unmute yourself now, Dami.
Dami! Yo, Dami!
Dami, I know you're excited to show this.
It looks
gotta
awesome. Like
remember
we can kind of caption this. So this is where he's walking in. He walks into the unit and you can see the bed already. Now he stopped, but
Can you hear me now?
He's on. Yes, there you go.
Hey, Demi.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here. We hear you.
Okay, I think my phone just hijacked the computer.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you didn't hear all I said.
No, we didn't hear anything.
All right,
all good though.
I was not all over.
Let's go again.
Okay. All right, so this is Mono, 180 square feet. And this is the entry device to secure the system called Doorman. Once you approach it through the Bluetooth connection on your phone on the Roam app, it knows you're at the door. It turns red, looking for my phone, trying to get me, to come in. And once I go close enough, it detects my phone. It turns green, unlocks the door, and lets me go in.
I love the detail of the green. I love that.
Yeah, so this is what inside looks like. It has a floating bed, so there's enough place for storage. Or if you're by the lake, you can have a very grand view through a massive window. It's an 8x8 window, which is massive. And then we have the slit window for lights to come in. It's actually a smart window, so you can turn it on and off. I'll show you that in a minute. And then we have the bathroom. So we've changed the design on this one. It's now, everything is white here, just to make it look more roomy and spacious. It has a massive mirror. Let me just quickly show you what the lights look like.
Chris seems to have a question as we are showing the unit. Is it something that's related to the unit, Chris, that we're showing?
So you can actually.
No, it's actually.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, real quick. I was just going to say, no, it's actually a. You said ask questions, but it's a token-related question with regards to payment for the units and everything after. Is this something I should wait on, or do you want me to ask now?
No, we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay. All right. Just let me know when.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
So this is the smart window. You can actually make it clear to see outside, or you could always turn it off. Everything in the Roam app.
Nice.
Also in the room, there's an iPad which you can use to control in case you don't want to, use your phone. And then there's music. We have speakers in the ceiling, so you can listen to loud music as loud as you want. You can set the mood. We have mood lighting everywhere. So everything just to give you that comfort that you can't find anywhere else. That's the experience we want to build here.
And Dami, just go over, like you mentioned yesterday when we were talking, that there's the insulation that you guys have for that unit is twice the requirement of Florida, for example.
Yes. So, check out the thickness of the wall. This is above code across the United States. It's we have our 33 walls, which is 2 times what is required, and then for the roof we have our 40 roofs, which is 2 times above code, even in Florida. Let me show you something pretty exciting. So this door actually is made from a composite. It's actually not glass. So it could survive a Category 5 hurricane, including debris impact. So I'm just going to go ahead and do something dramatic. Yeah. It actually...
Yeah, even the sound, it doesn't sound like glass. It's like, yeah. And
Yeah,
then,
it's a plastic composite.
And quick question: that big window on the side there, is that plastic composite as well, or was that glass?
Window. Everything composite windows everywhere.
Awesome.
Then you can take a look at some of the computers powering the unit. In every unit, we have 10 different computers. This is Orbit, the smart sensor system. This is everything controlling the HVAC to the air quality to basically everything that has to do with sensors. And then we have Sabre for the digital lighting control. These are all proprietary Roombus units we designed, tested. The only thing we did was just to build it in China, but we designed the entire system. But we had, the capability to do it here is just, it's almost rare. So we had to go ahead to.
Let me just understand that properly. All of those ships are made by Roombus?
Yes.
You guys
100%.
created, designed everything. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we have an electronics team. We have everything just in-house, 100%. The only thing we did was just fabricate this in China.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is Pulsar for the security systems. We control the smart entry point outside to high decibel alarm systems. Everything is just done from here. And then this is called Flash, and Flash controls every single socket in the unit. We can tell exactly how much watts, how much voltage, how much current draw amps is going through them at every instance. So for the solar system, we can turn off ones that are like drawing too much if you're running low on juice. And then doorman as well. This is for the entry control with the Bluetooth sensor. So these are just some of the computers running in the unit.
That's amazing. Honestly, it's the first walkthrough that I've seen myself, and it looks really, really cool. You got a big TV there too, Ethan.
Yeah. So all these
pretty big TV for the. Yeah, they all come with the unit, and so what's the interesting thing about this is that imagine everybody listening needs to just imagine perhaps a land somewhere in Florida, just a piece of land, that with like views or whatever, that has, let's say, 10 of these right in the land, and then there's, like we mentioned, there's the clubhouse in the middle. There's 10 of these. People can come and go because they're subscribers. They can stay in their units, and they can talk to each other. They can have fun. It's something that I don't see it very often. I don't know if there's anything like it to become like a community of travelers or people that are hopping around, and it's all sustainable. Talk to us about like we're gonna have solar panels on top, right?
Yes, that's the goal. Yeah, solar panels, so we could be fully self-sufficient.
Cool. Yeah, so fully self-sufficient. Solar panels on the top. We'll have, obviously. I mean, I even thought about This depends on the law of where we're going to be building these. But you can also, we could also think about drilling a well to have be fully sustainable as well for the water.
Absolutely.
But that's all something to decide depending on where we buy the land for this. Cool. Awesome.
So what we saw are Roombus achievements, but then because this Roam is going to be Roombus is going to be the only provider for Roam, and right, Roombus is going to be only dealing with Roam.
Yes, exclusive.
Exactly. So this, although it is Roombus's achievements, but it also correlates to the Roam's experience as far as your living space, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, cool. What else? Do we go for questions now, guys? What do you want to do, Dami and Jerry and Justin?
Can I ask a question, guys?
Yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
Brian. Wow, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Well, this is like, it looks super cool. Maybe I missed it. We're editing over here too at the same time. I just I was curious when you had that pricing sheet pulled up. It was
Yeah.
showing like a rate as if it was a few days out of the month. Can you explain like maybe I missed it? So again, sorry if it's redundant, but like
No, I'll explain.
are people staying in these for the whole month, or is it like they're just going to stay in it for a few nights out of the month?
Okay, so I can explain that actually. So it's what's going to happen is you're going to be buying like a subscription. It could be subscription for 2 nights a month, for 4 nights a month, for 6 nights a month, 8 nights a month, or the full month. So what'll happen is, let's say you're paying $600 for 2 nights a month, the subscription. You're going to be able to choose 2 nights a month in any of the locations that we build the roam in. So we could have locations in Miami. We could have a location in Brazil. We could have a location in Europe. We could have a location, we're going to have, the idea of this is to have as many locations as possible with these environments with like 10, 15 houses. And with that monthly subscription, you can stay in any of them. That's the goal.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And what are the early adopters when there's only like a few of them available in a few different locations? They have to rely on the few locations that they can access.
Yeah. So the price right now is going to be what we have right now. I think I believe to be $600 for 2 nights, which is right up there, $599. This price, as we build more and more locations, it's going to be higher and higher. Like this price is not going to stay like this. So we're just spitballing right now. We haven't decided this yet, but the idea is to increase the price as more locations become available. But if you subscribe early, you'll be able to keep your price for, I don't know, 2 years, 5 years. We'll still have to decide that, but yeah.
And also, like, what we shouldn't forget is, again, this is a sample scenario, right? So as we also upgrade and upscale the experiences at these roams, then the prices will also reflect that. Different things that we can provide as amenities, as services. There are lots of different ideas that we're brainstorming, but that's also the area where the investors, like Genesis investors, can contribute. Different ideas, different experiences that you want to see happening at these roams. At first, it will be most likely in Florida, but then we'll be also expand to different parts of the world. Then there could be many other millions of ideas that can come with, and then that will also, again, reflect on the pricing, and that also means more profits for the investors as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do with this. Like I gave an idea of doing something to do with meditation and yoga, and having like a tight community of like sustainable housing with yoga, natural eating, whatever. You can do even like a little farm there, like farm to table in this in the land, and be all kind of. But also you can go the other route. You can do like a party environment, just have one big party all the time there. So it's there. You can do a lot with this. Brian, did we answer your question? You're all good?
You answered it flawlessly, my friend. Thank you very much.
Cool. Chris, I believe you had a question regarding the tokenomics of the token we're launching for this. If you want to.
I did, yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. The question was, so the token that's being launched, is that also going to be used towards, you can take it and purchase your stay with it, or is that token just your placeholder for your investment in the company?
We'll let Justin take this one.
Yeah. So about that, right? So the roam token will be the currency token in this ecosystem. So just like you said, this roam token will be used to subscribe and so which will allow you to, stay in these units and also pay for different services that will be offered. There will be there will be Roam app that you can use, and through that we'll offer different services as well. And then, most importantly for investors, you'll be able to mint the Roam NFT, where we will never say that these are securities in a sense, no, but we'll be able to, we'll be sharing different operation profits for that NFT, for that specific roam that you mint. For this one, it'll be Florida, right? And then there'll be more roam NFTs coming, and we'll be sharing the operation profits. It can be quarterly, it can be monthly. We'll decide that.
Okay, excellent. So I can choose to either just hold my token and earn profits from my share, or I can go through the app, purchase the tokens, and then take those tokens and purchase my stay with them, right?
Correct.
Right. So yeah. Again, though,
Okay.
just holding the tokens won't earn you those rewards. You'll want to
Oh, yeah, you have
mint
to
the NFT.
mint them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to mint the
So
NFT and then hold.
exactly.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then that passive reward coming back will be Roam, or will it be like the USD, or what are you guys planning for that?
So we're planning to offer a couple of different options where you can claim those rewards, and most likely, stable coins, like you said, could be BUSD, could be USDT, could be USDC. We'll decide that too. Or you can also have like an option of auto reinvest, where of course they will follow with some bonus, and you can get those back in Roam tokens, where you can again mint more NFTs and earn more, earn more rewards.
Okay, all right. Also, I just got to make a note on the actual building construction itself, that it's actually, I love the fact that the R value is so high with the installation with those, because you're not just subjugated to Florida or a southern U.S. state. So you can go north, you can go south, be cool, be warm. So I see that as a huge bonus. So I really like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One more question, if you don't mind, as far as price point goes, have you guys done any kind of, not polling, but talking to people, how they feel about that price point that you're looking to go into?
Dami, you want to answer that?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. We've actually talked to a few people and then seen what what our competitors are doing, and some of them charge as high as $400 a night. Some even $500 this summer. In fact, for several of these locations, you can't book till sometime in the fall, and that's actually as of today. So I think the price point is not aggressive. I think this is a very good entry point for where the market is right now. In fact, I foresee us raising the prices very quickly due to demand.
Oh, really? So you think you could be pushing above the $600 a month for the 2-night stay?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the other thing is too, just to add to it, there is competitors in the space, but it's almost uncomparable. Just because Roam is offering a completely different experience. So there's these other smart home manufacturers that are making these kind of things, right? That Roombus is making, but Roam is really changing things up by offering an experience, offering how we got into the sheet here where it explains the Clubhouse and stuff like that, and where Bruno explained there's just so many possibilities on these different experiences. And in today's world, that's what a lot of this generation is after, right? It's the experience. Where's the most exclusive place I can go stay? What do they offer? It's, whether you go to a place where it's a yoga retreat with a fully sustainable living, and farm to table kind of stuff like that. Those are what people are going to be after. And that's where we're kind of breaking the mold here and trying to offer those different experiences.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I love that you said Clubhouse, stuff like that, because people don't want to just go and be kind of pigeonholed into just their unit. They want to be able to, go stay, walk around a bit, and feel free to hang out in a communal, area. So I think that's a great, point and thing to have.
And Chris, I like that you said about the Clubhouse. I'm actually going to. I didn't even ask permission to Dammy, but we were talking about yesterday. I'm just going to drop it here and off.
Carry on.
No, we just had an idea that I thought was really cool, like to have like inside the app of Roam, we'll have all of the units kind of integrated. So if you want to be seen by other units, you can have your profile picture, stuff like that. You can have a chat room. You can send direct messages to other units, do meetups, that kind of stuff. So we're thinking about doing a very interactive experience. If you don't want to talk to anybody, that's okay. You'll put your private setting up, and nobody will know who you are. But if you want to, then yeah, it'll create a better experience, I believe.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate your answers, and I love everything so far. So thank you.
Thank you very much. One thing to add to what Chris said about being able to deploy this across, virtually everywhere. Yes, that's. I'm super happy you understand the R value rating and you understand how that translates to rapid deployment across the entire country and, in fact, across the world. So this is actually designed and engineered to work from zone 1 to 8. That is from Arizona all the way down to, all the way up to Alaska. Pretty much any climate, any condition, it can survive it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the beauty of this Roam is working, with Roombus, right? Because Roombus, the tech, the housing, all of that is provided. And it quickly allows us to expand into different parts of the world. Like the business model of Roombus itself, like the micro factory. If you want to talk about those things too, Dami.
Sure. So the microfactory is, as opposed to building gigafactories that are very expensive, cost hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, take lead times in 1 to 2 years. Microfactories, on the other hand, cost just a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, and we can build it as quickly as 2 weeks. So we can be in a new region in 2 weeks and have these units going out as quickly as that. So the microfactory model is just, I think it's the game changer. It's the way that we could really attain global domination without having to spend too much capital and waiting too long to enter into new markets.
Cool.
Like the numbers that you shared, right, Dami? What was it? Just with when things are optimized, just with about 10,000 square feet, how many units?
Yes. So with 10,000 square feet, we can build 5 units every week on the low end. On the high end, when we perfect the entire process, we want to push out 1 unit every single day on each of these locations.
And how quickly and how much would it cost to set up a microfactory, just as an example?
Yeah, it costs about $500,000 to set up this kind of 10,000 square foot microfactory, including all the equipment needed for production, local production.
Nice. So so again, that equates to how quickly we can scale into different parts of the world, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So what do you think, Bruno? Maybe go through different questions.
I think Moneyben had a question.
Oh, okay.
Moneyben, you were raising your hand. You wanted to speak. Do you have a question?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good stuff, man. So the question, I'm not in the United States. I'm part of a team as well, just in crypto space, and obviously I'm like a part of the dev team, etc. The questions I have is in terms of scalability. Surely that if you guys are able to rapid deploy with anything that you mass produce, the cost should be coming down, not going up. I mean, I know it obviously contributes towards the profit of the overall project, but I mean, if you've got a huge uptake and you offer, a sort of value proposition that's affordable, you're going to get mass adoption. If the price starts going up for the unique experiences, then you're going to pigeonhole yourself into a niche category. And that could be a little bit dangerous, because then you have other opposition companies coming in and saying, well, look, these guys are doing it. We can make it cheaper. We've got bigger factories and we can offer it for cheaper. So that was my one sort of concern as far as that's concerned.
Are you, just to be clear, on that question that you said, so just so we can take care of it, are you talking about the subscription that we mentioned that it'll be raising the price as we build more? Yeah, I believe that's not an issue, because you're going to be offering more locations and more things. It's not going to be raising. It's not like we're going to double the price every location that comes up. We're going to gradually raise the price as is, and it's just offer and demand, right? So I'm sure it won't be an issue.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, if you have a valid concern, you have a valid point. I think it will also come with the upgrade of experiences itself. So not just locations, but the experiences that will be offering at these locations. But at the same time, again, you do have a valid concern, valid points, and we will, of course, make the best decision for the company, for the business, where we're not going to just pump up the price and all of a sudden we lose all the customers, right? That's not what we want to do, of course. So we'll compare, we'll see the market and make the good decision. Yeah, for sure.
Because where I'm coming from is like this. Let's say a hypothetical situation, right? You guys deploy, you got your experience, you start pushing up the price. You got the hotel groups starting to look at this and go, we've got lots of money in the bank. Let's emulate the system, and they start undercutting your prices and giving the same experiences because they've been in the game. So that to me would be like a threat going forward. If you had to do a SWOT analysis on the business, I'd say that would be a potential threat. So I like the upgrade where you could say, well, if you want this experience, then you need to pay a little bit more for it because it includes this experience. I think if you look at rapid deployment, I think Chris had a valid point earlier about price point, because I would say maybe more people to survey across the board to say, well, fair enough, your opposition is doing that, but you know what happens with opposition? The minute you start rolling out and there's lots of competitors and everyone sees this thing is gaining traction, everyone wants to undercut each other. So to eliminate a competition of the offset, or maybe pigeonhole it where you have only one set of competition, is that you need to have a price point that's it's almost not too good to be true, but it's almost it's great. It offers what you're giving, but at the same time, mass adoption. Because immediately then you've got millions of customers in your scalability, obviously from tens of thousands to millions will be there. You can root out your opposition almost from day one, literally, but have an upgrade possibility to say, well, if you want to tune out, it's this. If you want to upgrade experience, it's that. And you give them scalability options according to their pocket. I would see it fitting into that criteria a lot better, just from being an entrepreneur myself and seeing that. I don't know what you guys think of that.
Yeah, so again, I think you have a good point, and I'm glad that you're here, sharing your thoughts. We'll definitely have a honest review, assessment of what we can offer, and we'll definitely set the price point that is fair, where people feel like they're paying the right amount of money to subscribe for the experiences they will get, and different options to stay in different parts of the world.
Yeah. I'm not, so don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, well, let's discount the situation. It's unique. It's awesome. At the same time, because it's something like, let's say it's like a mobile Airbnb scenario. That's what I look at. And you've got deployments everywhere, and you can have all these experiences, etc. But your competition would be Airbnb, for example, because they're saying, well, I can go rent somebody's house for XYZ, or for these couple of days, you're renting me this experience in this mobile unit that's deployed wherever. What's the value proposition versus me just going to do Airbnb? And like I said, I'm not trying to throw shade in it. I'm just trying to be real and saying, what would be the USP for me to say, well, okay, I get the experience, but at the same time, I need to be comparative to what, because as the world obviously recovers from this whole COVID thing, we're going to end up with a position where people are going to start traveling again, and you can obviously attract a lot of subscription-based people. Yes, you're trying to take the sort of overnight stayers from the hotels and the B&Bs and convert them into monthly subs. That's really your target market at the end of the day. It needs to be an experience for relatively the same to similar or slightly higher price, but the value I'm getting out of it must be so high it's not even comparable. But I'd literally go,
So
rather
Moneybin.
I'll skip the B&B.
Yeah. So Moneybin, again, like I said, one thing that we do have to keep in mind, though, we're not limiting ourselves to just competing against Airbnb. It's not just about stays. Again, you'll have to see as we go, as we also expand on this different experience that we'll be offering. And there are two aspects of this business model, right? It's not, if there's a stay, and that has to do with the housing that we offer through the technology and housing units that are provided through Roombus Incorporated. But there will also be aspects of different experiences, and that's something that sets apart from Airbnb. And so there will be a lot more coming. This is the first AMA, and it's his first presentation to the investors here. So, but again, like I said, we're glad to have you. It's a great point that you're making, you're bringing out, and we'll also definitely consider all those points that you mentioned. So I think, yeah, thank you again. There were a couple other questions that Bruno, that the other investors left for us. I think, let's see.
Let's see if anybody has any questions for us about how it works, about how what you've heard so far.
Hey, can I ask one more question, guys? Do you mind? It's Chris.
Yeah, sure. Great. Moneybin, I muted, just so you know, Moneybin, I muted you because you had some background noise. Okay, I'm not. It's not for you to like be quiet. It's just that you had background noise. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, just I know Kerry had asked a question a couple of days ago. I think he had already started investing with you guys, but I also know he's in Australia and not up and listening at the moment. So I wanted to ask for him, as far as exchanges go. You guys know you're going to be on the BSC chain to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Do you see any kind of cross-chain capability, or is anybody and everybody going to have to figure out how to use, Pancake, and will your app that you have be able to just kind of do an instant conversion? What are you thinking as far as being able for people? Can they pay cash and token, or is it just going to be token? Accessibility with the token is kind of my thought.
There comes Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry. That's your question.
Yeah. So obviously the use case and everything behind this is creating value for the token, right? So that is why we choose that the token will be used as a payment token to go ahead and rent your stays and everything like that. So with that being said, we all know that we don't want to just trap ourselves into just DeFi, decentralized finance, right, where it's just certain type of people that understand crypto to be able to do this. So yes, we are looking into we'll have this, basically everything we want to run from the app. If working with different partners to add a fiat on ramp through the app, so that you can go ahead and purchase your BNB or maybe even Ethereum, depending on where we go with the cross chain. So all these things, absolutely, we want to be everywhere. We want to have access to every location, because Binance is, it's shut out in some countries, some areas. It's a lot harder for some people to get. So all of these things we have thought of, and yes, we have solutions to work around everything so that we can make the experience as easy as absolutely possible for somebody to take their credit card into a fiat on ramp and buy whatever currency that we need to at the time to transfer to the ROAM token.
All right, great. Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate it.
All right. Any other questions? How are we doing with time? We're almost finishing the hour here. What do you want to do, Justin and Jerry and Dami? You want to just do some final remarks and then we can end this, or?
Yeah, maybe just, I don't know if you look through the comment section. I think there was just maybe there's a couple questions that we couldn't capture because some people did right.
Can someone go over those? Let me see. Hang on. 1 second. Comments. Here we go.
So one of the questions too is what will the spaces look like in 10, 15, 25 years with general wear and tear, weather conditions, etc. So I guess one of the things too that we were talking about is that these Roombus units are built like disaster sustainability as well. So they're built to take up to like category 4. They're designed and engineered to take up to category 4 winds and stuff like that. As you can see, the outside, Donnie explained the windows in that as well. So they're built to take a little bit of wear on the outside. Obviously, you have your general wear and tear on the inside, and everything else like that. So just general maintenance within the units. I'm sure will be done throughout the process of all this.
And also, Jerry, these units are fairly cheap. I mean, depending on how much the wear and tear is, we can probably swap them every 10 years or so, right?
Offloading units and just put replacements in as well, because it's a pod style, right? Built in a factory and dropped in place. So things are easier to replace as well.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, maybe the question was for private sellers, for private buyers, not the roam itself, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those individual, unit buying, we definitely knew that as we introduced these units, just come on, if you look at it, they look sexy. You want one. So we definitely knew those demands would come. So for those who are interested in buying these units for their own property and stuff, we'll definitely explain that as we go down the road. There was another question I see in the comments. I think this is for Dami, which partly was answered, but maybe you can go over the whole tech behind these units. So Crypto B, they say that these structures can operate in Alaska. What is the construction of these made of, and what type of insulation protects the interior from the cold?
So it's okay, yeah. So it's actually it's a carbon steel structure, and we call that the key frame. And we chose carbon steel because we want to be able to survive earthquakes, and also we want to be able to handle the snow loads from very dense snow areas like Zone 8 in Alaska. So carbon steel key frame, and then we have the largest insulator in the United States, Kingspan. We're partnering with them. They gave us this. We have some composite blocks made out of PIR material, which is just 6 inches of that is R39, and then with the entire enclosure, it comes to R40, actually R41. We want to do the actual test. We suspect it's going to be something in the range of R44. We want to claim as much of the upside of that as possible. And then, so that's the interior. We have other materials as well. We have some proprietary materials as well in the mix, just to make sure everything is airtight and also insulated from the weather outside.
Cool. And I'm just going to ask one more question regarding that. Do we have like an air conditioning and heating system for each unit?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, because I don't think it was mentioned. So yeah, we will have heating
and cooling. Yes.
And then actually just one thing to add as well. Somebody asked, and somebody with a little smiley face here, his and her sinks. So this gets into the design studio. So I don't know, Donnie, if you want to touch on that as well. These pods are like fully customizable. So like what you saw is the mono unit. That's just one design. We'll get into like I'll just let Donnie, you go ahead. You take this one.
All right, thank you. So the design studio is designed, it's engineered to allow you customize your unit exactly how you want it to be, from colors to materials. In fact, what we've introduced now by popular demand is we have even up to level 8 bulletproof protection. So if you want to have a unit you want to put somewhere in the middle of nowhere and not worry about anybody from the window systems, the actual glazing, to the wall systems, to the roof systems, you have up to level 8 bulletproof protection. So that is that's how far the design studio goes. You can add a smart garage to it. You can electrify the garage to have 2 charge points to charge your EV. You can do all sorts of things like stack the units on a garage. You could put them side by side. You could expand and contract. It's just we're actually eager to release that, and we want to drop that by the end of today. So we're very excited about the design studio.
So not just category 4 wind unit, and also what was it on the door? It was category 5 wind, but now it's
category 5
bulletproof.
Yes. So these are options. These are options. For Miami, definitely you have to be. We call that the impact resistance is standard, and then we have burglar and stormproof, which is the second option. With that, you have, legal says we can't claim category 5, but we can claim how much wind speed. So it can survive wind speeds associated with category 5 hurricanes and impact from debris at category 5 wind speeds. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jerry, do you see any other questions that should be answered before we close?
I think we've got all of them from what I see here in the comment sections.
Okay, then
yeah, I would agree with that as well.
Then what about just as a closing remarks, one of the questions that was left by the investors previously, simple question, but I think it's a perfect one to do as a closing remarks. Why are you doing this, and why should people invest in Roam? And let's finish with that, Dami.
So we're trying to just create elevated living. It's what we want to do. We want to give people an experience. We want to give them curated experiences. We want to build communities where people can come to, escape from the mundane, and just go to fantastic grand locations we have designed to experience. It's just, I wish there was a way to just show you what, exactly how the feeling we want people to go away with when they leave these communities. And that's why we're doing this. The opportunity is clear. There is just so much demand. It makes sense not to, it doesn't make sense not to do it.
Yeah, why not, right? Why not?
Why not?
All right, Bruno.
All right, guys. So we're going to finish up. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And I'm going to end the recording now.